to another cooking episode with me, K1 Mildred. Today I'm going to be making something very special. I'm going to be making fufu corn and jama with Kati Kati. So, Kati Kati is roasted chicken, or let me say burnt chicken, because traditionally it's done on charcoal. But I want to teach you how to do the alternative method, how to use an alternative way of making it, and it's equally very tasty because I do it all the time. And so I'll divide this video into two parts. The first part I'll teach you how to make the Kati Kati. Then the second part you'll see how to make the jama and fufu corn. And by the way, that's my country chop. Yeah, that's a meal that I was raised with, so it's a delicacy that I enjoy all the time. That could have been the first video actually on my channel, but well. Okay, let's get started with our cooking. I'm going to show you the ingredients we'll be using. And for Kati Kati, you need one whole chicken, one whole farm chicken, the hard one. Around here we call it the African chicken, I don't know why, but it's a farm chicken. And I've already cut it into little pieces, and that's it. And you need 5 large chopped tomatoes, 1 medium-sized onions, some seasoning cube, and palm oil. We need palm oil for our Kati Kati. And this is cooking butter. And the cooking butter is just to make our Kati Kati, to fry our chicken. So remember, this is the alternative method of making Kati Kati. If you don't have access to charcoal, if you have a barbecue pot, then you can use it to prepare your Kati Kati. But if you don't have that, this is the best way to go about it. I'm going to fry this chicken on really high heat. So you see, these are the pieces that are already cut. And before you joined me, or before I came on camera, I'll sprinkle some salt on the Kati Kati and I just let it stand for an hour. So the salt there, just like half a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to fry the pieces into my skillet. This is the first part of making Kati Kati. I'm going to fry each of the pieces. Then we'll proceed with making the Kati Kati with other ingredients, using the tomatoes and the onions. I'll let it fry on one side, then I'll flip the other side of it, so I can fry the other side. You can see the smoke coming off, show that we are really frying it. So you just want to let it fry on one side, then you flip the side. You see how it looks? It's already burnt. That's the desired effect. You want to have it burnt. Slightly burnt. You see that? This is how to do it. You just flip the side and you see it's slightly burnt on one side. So I'll let the other side cook. I'll get burnt, then I'll take it out and show you how it looks like. My first batch of the Kati Kati is ready, so I'm just going to take it out. Okay, that's it for the first one. I'm going to do that, the same procedure with the rest. Then we'll continue. Our chicken, our Kati Kati is done. I'm done with it. You see how that looks? Really good. You can always get creative or cut the pieces smaller or bigger. Whatever works for you is fine. Perfect. You see how all of that looks? That's what you want to get at the end of the day. So we'll proceed with making the Kati Kati now, like putting everything, all of this into one bowl. And what we need palm oil. I'm not using a lot of palm oil because chicken itself is very fatty. It has lots of oil, so as you cook, it's going to produce more oil in the mix. So So you just want to use like half a cup or less than, let me say, a quarter cup of palm oil. Yeah. And what we'll do right now, I'm just going to pour my palm oil into my pot, because we're going to fry these tomatoes and onions and some seasoning cubes with water, and let the chicken cook into all of that. I'll give my oil just like a minute for it to get warm enough. Okay, that should be it. I'll just drop one to see if it's, yeah, that's it. Just pour your onions right in there and give it a mix, a stir. And into my onions, I'm just going to pour all of these tomatoes right in. And give it a good stir. And into this, I'll add a seasoning cube, Maggi cube, 2 seasoning cubes. And I'll just let this cook for about 5 minutes, then I'll come back to add the chicken. My tomatoes have been cooking for 5 minutes now. And what I will do at this point, you don't want the tomato to be fully cooked before you add the chicken, because both are going to work together. So I'll add in some water, just like 2 cups of water into my tomatoes, and give it a stir. Then into all of this, I'm going to pour in my chicken. I'll just drop in pieces of the Kati Kati into the tomatoes. I'm using a big pot because, as you know, I always cook in large quantities, because a meal like this you can just enjoy with 2 people. I have family coming over, so, and this is a perfect meal to serve when you have people like that. It's so special. And I have some oil already from the chicken, so I'm putting it in there. So I'll just cover this again. You see, if you can see that, I'll try to show you. Great. So I'll cover this up and let it cook, like really simmer for at least 20 minutes. It may be more, but I'll tell you how many minutes in total it will take. My Kati Kati has been boiling, cooking for about 10 minutes now. You want it to cook until the water is completely dried up. And I think it's a good time for us to taste for seasoning, taste and adjust the seasoning. And the traditional way is just to, I think I'm going to add one more seasoning cube. Then, because we are almost done, I'll drop in 1 habanero pepper, because I want the flavor, you know, that flavor that comes from the pepper. So I'll let it cook again for some 20 more minutes, then we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, our Kati Kati is ready, and I'll try to show you what it looks like by tilting this pot. You see, the water is completely dried out, and you see that oil. Yeah, that's what you want to get. It's completely done. It looks really good here. I'll just try to show you one piece how it looks like. See that? Kati Kati, glorious Kati Kati. I can't wait to eat it. But before we do that, I'll make the jama and fufu corn. So I'll keep this aside, okay? We're going to have a taste, but not yet. I'll just keep that aside, just like that. Then we'll proceed with making jama. So this is our fufu corn and jama jama and kati kati, kiban and nyosi. Yum, 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 yum. You see that our fufu corn got a little bit hard. It's not as soft as it was. My friends, life can't be better than this, honestly. When was the last time you made kati kati? You have to make this. You just have to. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe. So that I see you again. Do stay blessed. I'll continue on my food. Bye.